Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Pundit says XRP is the future, explaining how XRP will reach $10,000. Here we go again. Okay guys, I've covered this many times on my channel, so for the regular listeners, you'll know my response to this. It's not going to happen, but as I always say, I'm always willing to be open. I'm always willing to listen to people's arguments, see what I have to say, because if there's anything that can be put forward that will change my mind, then I will change my mind. I am open-minded. I don't like to think that I'm someone who's closed-minded and will only believe whatever I want to believe. So I want to look at what this has to say. Now, there is a video in regards to this, and I have watched the video, so I will get into this afterwards, but I haven't read the article. So I'm going to read the article just to see if there's anything additional that will change my stance. From what I've seen of the video, I haven't changed my stance, and I will explain at the end of the video why my stance hasn't changed. But I want to get through the article first just to see if there's anything that I've missed, and obviously then I can explain this. But before we get into it, guys, $10,000 to me, I'm just going to tell you from my perspective, it's just not happening, guys. Like, we can keep doing this song and dance all we want, but $10,000 isn't happening unless we're talking hyperinflation. And to me, when you talk about hyperinflation, it doesn't matter anyway, because it's not like the value of XRP is going to actually be worth anything in today's value. So it's like the equivalent of saying, okay, XRP is now worth $10,000, but it's like $1,000 to buy a loaf of bread, for example. So it's like, it's nowhere near the same kind of value of what we're talking into, today's perspective, which completely defeats the whole point. So I'm not saying that this is the argument that this guy's putting forward, but I'm just saying that this is the only way, in my opinion, that I can see it happening. And if it happens in that perspective, then it doesn't really matter anyway. But let's get into the article and then we can discuss this a little bit further. Recently, Robert Doyle, the founder of Cryptonaires, asserted that XRP is the future, projecting a hypothetical price point of $10,000. Doyle, who goes by, quote, crypto sensei, unquote, in the crypto community, expressed this sentiment in a recent analysis exploring XRP's utility in the payment market. Specifically, he grounded the 10K outlook for XRP on the expectation that XRP will be adopted by the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, as part of their financial system. XRP as settlement asset. Doyle pointed out that the global necessity for a reliable settlement currency to facilitate cross-continental money transfers without depending on a single nation's currency, such as the US dollar. Moreover, he suggested that XRP could be even more appealing to nations with BRICS that are dealing with less stable currencies. Furthermore, Crypto Sensei reinforced his point by citing Ripple's growing partnerships with prominent financial institutions worldwide, which he sees as evidence of XRP's increasing traction in the settlement market. Considering the multi-trillion-dollar challenge in the global settlement market, he suggested that this supports the audacious forecast that XRP could, at some point in the future, hit the $10,000 mark. Bold projection for tokenization market supporting XRP, $10,000 outlook. Additionally, the industry commentator supported the case for a $10,000 XRP valuation by referencing its prospective role in the burgeoning tokenization sector. He drew attention to forecasts suggesting that the tokenization market could expand by 80-fold within the next 5 years. In parallel, Crypto Sensei suggested that investments in cryptocurrencies that cater to this market could yield substantial returns for investors. In an interview, Ripple CTO David Schwartz expressed optimism about the XRP ledger's role in tokenizing real-world assets. He cited its low fees and integration with DEXs as key advantages. Based on these factors, Schwartz predicted that the XRPL will become a preferred platform for tokenization by 2025. Meanwhile, Crypto Sensei has leveraged these bullish outlooks about XRP to underpin the ambitious 10K price target for XRP. Why 10K XRP may be wishful thinking. As of press time, XRP is trading at 52 cents. For it to reach the proposed $10,000 mark, the asset would need to experience an astronomical growth of 1,899,235%, resulting in a market cap approaching 100 trillion. Although Crypto Sensei is not alone in predicting XRP at $10,000, critics argue that the resulting market cap renders this forecast unrealistic, dismissing it as wishful thinking. Okay guys, let's get into it then. Let's get into it. So I've watched the video that Crypto Sensei has dropped in regards to this, and like let's just get into something before I even get into the video, right? This is the thing as well about this kind of stuff, right? Like if you notice, what he said is it's possible that XRP could get to $10,000 at some point in the future. So first and foremost, he's not saying it will get to $10,000. He's saying it could get to $10,000, and then he's saying at some point in the future. Well, how long are we talking, right? Because let's say XRP could get to $10,000, but it's going to take 30 years. Well, will some of us even be alive at that point to even see that? Do you see what I'm saying? So when you talk in such vague terms, it kind of really destroys the whole purpose. Because I know a lot of people who believe in this kind of stuff, they're thinking that this is going to happen like next year, right? Like that kind of thing. So when you're talking like in this kind of way, be specific, you know, like don't just say it could reach this at this kind of time. Because like, yeah, and I could win the lottery tomorrow, possibly, or I could win the lottery at some point in my lifetime. It still doesn't mean it's going to happen. And how long could it take for me to do that, right? So when you're talking like this, it's so vague. And that's the thing that I find a bit iffy about this, is because it's like you've almost got like a bit of a get out clause, because he's kind of like saying, well, it could reach this price point at some point in the future. So it's like, well, how vague is that? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, where's the real like specific stance on this to really stand on? And so it's like it's giving people this kind of like hope, but there's no real end in sight for it to even look forward to this kind of, you know, figure. So straight away, I'm like, well, you know, give us some kind of time frame then if you say that this is possible. You know, like give some kind of time frame, because the thing with this is, let's say it doesn't happen within like 2-3 years. Well, all the guy has to say then is, well, I never said it would happen in 2-3 years, right? It could take longer. Give it 10 years. Well, I never said it could be 10 years. I just said at some point in the future. How long is the future? Do you see what I'm saying? So to me, this is like a really like, it's a cheap way of saying this kind of stuff to me, to be honest with you, because you've got a bit of like a get out clause there. But then let's get into the actual video, right? And get into some of the things that's been discussed here. Okay. They're talking about BRICS adopting XRP. Okay. Do I think this is possible? Yes, I do. Do I think it's likely? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. And the reason why I say this is because of this, right? People talk about this being the thing that's going to, like, you know, really skyrocket XRP's price. And one of the things that he's said in this video that I watched is that he believes what's going to happen is because, basically all these countries are together, but they don't want to use each other's currency, right? And so he's saying they would rather be holding a decentralized asset like XRP because it's going to be less volatile, right? But obviously, if you think about that right now, you're going to say, well, it's a cryptocurrency. It's definitely volatile, right? But that's why he's saying that they would raise the price. He's saying they would raise the price to make it more stable, and therefore they will trust to hold XRP. Okay, so let's talk about that then, right? Because this is what some people do believe about the $10,000. They think they're just going to, like, you know, kind of like the flip the switch thing, right? They'll just press this button and XRP will just rise to $10,000 and just stay at $10,000 forever. So, okay, if that's the case, it's going to be set at $10,000. Well, in that case, then there's no point having it as a cryptocurrency anymore, because how can people buy and trade on that if it's never going to change price anymore, right? It sounds good right now because if we're holding it and it goes up to that kind of price, okay, amazing, right? But for people who would want to actually trade XRP as a cryptocurrency, what's the point when it gets to that? Because the price isn't going to change, right? It's just going to be like a stable coin at that point. So effectively, it takes away what XRP is. It's a cryptocurrency. It can be traded. It's got an open market price. So how would that even happen, right? Then let's get to the other thing. BRICS are trying to move away from the dollar, right? Because they want to basically deviate away from America. They don't like the fact that they're giving America so much power in using the dollar. Okay. So let's say BRICS adopting XRP, you know, makes the price go to $10,000. Okay. So what company owns the most XRP? Ripple. Where are Ripple based? America. So it's like you're going to give an American company where you're trying to deviate from America the most power, more power than any other company would have, I'd imagine. I don't think there'll be any company that would even compare to Ripple if XRP went to $10,000 a coin and they hold billions of XRP in their escrow. It would make them the most dominant company in the world. So, like, are they going to be happy with that? Right? Do you see what I'm saying? And this is what I mean. Like, I don't know if people are really thinking this through, if they're actually doing like critical thinking, or if they're just saying it because it sounds good and they know the audience are going to just lap it up. Because when you just give it like some real thought, a lot of this doesn't even make sense. It really doesn't. And so I don't see it, guys. I really just don't see it. Other things that they discuss is just, you know, what XRP can generally do, tokenization, stuff like that. These are all good things. But this thing is with that, even stuff like that, like that doesn't equate to XRP just going to $10,000. Right? It doesn't. And just one last thing I'll just add on to this about XRP, like them setting the price at $10,000. Like, who are they saying is going to do this? Are they saying that Ripple's going to do this? Because let's just be realistic here at this point. If Ripple can just set the price to $10,000 through XRP, well, XRP is not decentralized then. Because Ripple can just manipulate the price as and when they see fit. So we're essentially saying that XRP is centralized. So this is what I'm saying, like, pick and choose. People pick and choose. They say, no, XRP is a decentralized cryptocurrency, the SEC were wrong. But they think that Ripple can just set the price to $10,000. Which would mean that it is centralized because they have the power to do that. Which one do you want to go with, guys? Do you see what I'm saying? So, to me, like, when you just think about this on a bit more thought, like, this stuff, it just logically just doesn't even add up. So, there's nothing in this that's maybe changed my mind. Like, to be honest with you, a lot of this was all the same old stuff. Oh, just one other thing I will touch on. He was mentioning about banks utilizing XRP because it's taking away the power from the big banks, right? So basically, if you know the deal with Nostro accounts, big banks have loads of money in other accounts in other countries so that they can do cross-border payments instantly. So what it is, the accounts that they have in other countries have different currencies. So when they're doing transfers, rather than them actually having to physically do the transfer, it's kind of just like doing like a balance sheet. So it's like, okay, we'll deduct some of the currency from this account and we'll add some of the currency in this account. So that way we can just do the transfer instantly. And then behind the scenes, we'll just match it all up. So it all, you know, goes through. And so big banks have like the money to do this, right? But smaller banks don't have that kind of money to have Nostro accounts because we're talking like billions and stuff being locked up in liquidity, right? And so the smaller banks pay the bigger banks to be able to do the transfers, right? So they're paying to leverage the bigger banks' Nostro accounts. And so this is something that gets mentioned by Crypto Sensei in the video. And he's saying like, you know, this isn't good for anyone. But it's like, well, it's good for the big banks because they're making money from this. Now, yes, don't get me wrong, it is trapped liquidity, which they could be spending for other things. But at the same time, they're making money off of the back of it. So is it something that they're really going to be so quick to want to give up if they're making good money out of hustling the smaller banks? Like, yeah, the smaller banks are going to go for it because it's like, yeah, we don't need to keep going to the bigger banks anymore. We can use XRP. That makes sense. But what about the bigger banks? The bigger banks might be like, yo, this is a real nice hustle that we've got going on here. You know, the smaller banks are paying us. You know, we're basically effectively like making interest on us holding these Nostro accounts. So are they going to want to turn away from that? Like a little money that they're making there on the side? I'm not so sure. Right? So again, like these kind of things that they're being said, like they're not just thinking about it all the way through. It's just the same old like buzzwords about XRP and the same old like, you know, blind faith story. And, you know, I'd done a video not long ago by David Schwartz and an interview that he'd had, and he's even saying, like, the banks are not going to be Ripple's success story. He said that verbatim. So, like, I'm even less inclined to think that that's going to be the stuff that's going to help XRP grow now. So when they're talking about, like, this $10,000 stuff, like, that interview alone, when you see that, should help you to think, let's throw this stuff out the window, because there's just not enough facts to back that up at this point. So I'll leave it there, but yeah, my views haven't changed, guys. Like, this is, to me, the video was, like, it's just not accurate. It doesn't prove that it's going to go to $10,000. Like, yes, it's good to hear some of the stuff that they're talking about, but it's nothing to make me say, yes, this is something that's going to show that XRP is going to go to $10,000. There's just nothing there to really back that up. So, in my opinion, you know, take of it what you will. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. And in my opinion, $10,000 per XRP, it's just not happening, guys. That's just my opinion. But what do you guys think? XRP going to $10,000? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.